If you're like us, you can't get enough of the phenomenal TV show Yellowstone.
But we have our own cowboys, cowgirls, and cattle roundups right here in Oklahoma, minus the violence and all the drama.
Well, when she wrapped her loving arms around my neck on the dance floor at Chelsea's bar, I should have turned her away, but I was out of sea. I was firing, she was gasoline.
There is a train station, though. Come along with us as we tour the Keystone Ranch, and the adventure even brought out the inner cowgirl in Michelle.
I can't say that I don't miss you, but we gotta let it be, 'cause I'm still fire and you're still gasoline. Yeah, I was firing, you was gasoline. I was firing, you was gasoline.
Okay, Greg, I'm not going to lie, I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted.
We haven't seen what you've done yet
You're
today.
going to see what he put me through in just a minute.
Yeah.
You did great.
Okay.
That was fun.
Introduce our guest.
So this is Greg Ganzkow. I work with him. Well, not directly, but he runs our land division. And he's the director of land sales and for Coldwell Banker Select. And I've known Greg a long, long time.
Yeah.
Long time.
We don't have to say it. We're at that point in our career. We don't have to.
True. He's not wrong.
And we're up at Greg's ranch, Greg and Rachel's ranch, and they have 3 kids, and we're outside of Pawhuska. How far outside of Pawhuska?
15 minutes.
Yeah, closer to Bartlesville or Pawhuska.
We're about smack in the middle as you can be.
Right.
Yep.
It's
you draw a
beautiful.
straight line between the two. We're right there. Osage Hill State Park is our east neighbor.
Okay,
right
a lot of people will know where that is there. And how many acres do you have here?
We're owned and leased for around 1,200, a little over.
And when did you buy this? You haven't been here forever, though,
No, we
have you?
bought this February. We closed February 7th, 2019. So I know.
Right before COVID.
Yeah.
That was perfect timing.
Thank God, because I don't even want to know what this thing would be worth now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And before this, you were down near Glenpool, weren't you?
Yeah, Beggs, actually.
Beggs.
Further south.
You had a ranch down there.
We were 45 minutes south of Tulsa for 11 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Started out to be a 5-year plan. It turned into 11.
Why'd you move up here?
It's hard to beat this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to work for Drummond Ranches 20-some years ago, riding horse, starting 2-year-olds for them. And I just loved Osage County. Didn't have any ties before then, other than my dad liked to do these little, dad drives on a Sunday and the hole in the walls. And I loved Osage County, and I just thought, I'll be back someday.
Well, and you're in a movie. The movie.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was in the movie.
Well, I don't have a speaking
Oh,
part.
in
Killers.
the Killers of the Flower Moon,
And that was all about
which is
Osage.
finally coming out in, I think, October, isn't it?
Yeah.
What, well, they did it last year or 2 years ago?
Jeez. Yeah, it
Almost
was
2 years ago,
March to
right?
October 2 years ago.
Right. Oh my gosh.
2021.
Yeah, right during COVID.
Yeah.
So what'd you do in the movie? What's
A lot
your
of
part?
extra work, yeah.
Right.
Well, you never know. I mean, you're in the business. You'll never know what they end up using, what footage. But should be in the opening scene, eating an apple, right, as the camera goes by. Leo's 2 seats behind me.
Drinking a beer?
Yeah, fight scene. I'll be the passed out bum guy on the bench, but I have my back to the camera, so you probably won't know.
No speaking, though?
No.
Nothing?
No.
So you...
He had the look.
No credit then,
They
right?
had-
No,
look.
I don't get any fancy anything.
That's crazy.
I won't even be in fine print on the very end.
What'd they pay you for doing that?
Like $5 a day.
Wow.
No, it was a little more than
A
that.
little
Yeah.
bit more.
Much.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's
I thought it was
good.
kind of neat.
It was a pay cut.
So the
Yeah.
Pioneer woman lives about a stone's throw, what,
Yeah.
30 minutes from
She's
here?
yeah, it's good. Yeah, she's about
Yep.
30 minutes west of me. Yeah. Yeah, she's awesome. She is.
Ree
What she
Drummond?
is. Yeah.
Ree Drummond, yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us about your ranch. I mean, you've got, this is a working ranch.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard work. I mean, we saw some of that today. We were shooting for this TV program called American Dream TV, and I was shooting that, and Michelle was in town along with Greg.
Hi, I'm here with Greg Ganzkow today, friend of mine, but also owns this beautiful Keystone Ranch.
And so I've got a lot of, a taste of what goes on here.
And their kids.
Yeah.
Their kids.
The kids.
Yeah.
You can see why people had so many kids back in the old days.
Oh, put them to
It takes
work.
a small army to get a day done around here.
That's true.
How old are they?
We got 8-year-old twins. They're about to be 9 on May 1st.
Right.
So, and then I've got Savvy, who's 13, who'll be 14 in June. And then I've got a 21-year-old daughter who's out of the house and running her
Yeah.
show. So,
Yeah.
Yep.
We got one of the twins right here.
Yeah.
Taking video
Taking
for
a
us.
video.
Yeah.
Your arms are going to get heavy after a while because we're not going to be done for a few minutes. Yeah. All right.
Okay, Greg, so tell me, this has been so much fun, but this has got to be a lot of work. Tell me, like, what's the most rewarding part? What's the most hardest work?
It is. It is a lot of work, but that's what makes it. That is the reward. You know, raising your kids out here on horseback and going through the. Where you going?
Come on, Greg, that's not funny.
Get out of here. He's running rooster off, not us.
Oh, okay.
That was good.
Well, you know, babies. I see babies and I see mama.
You know, it is a lot of hard work, but
Yeah.
the reward is the work ethic that the kids
Look
get.
at him, look at me.
You know,
Oh my God.
the time we get together doing something, there's a purpose, and you know, unless people are going to quit eating beef and all of that stuff, someone's got to do it.
That's right.
And you have fewer and fewer ranchers and farmers out there because they would rather just go to the grocery store to do things, and so we're raising it. We have a lot of pride. Plus, in my business of selling ranches and land, it helps that I own one, run it, because now I know really what my clients are going through.
Right.
So I have an appreciation for that and things like that. But, you know, it's a lifestyle.
So what we saw today, we saw you have cows. How many cows do you have?
We're right around 200 right now. We've been up to about 250. We've cut some back, trying to improve genetics a little bit. We're not a fancy organization, but we're a commercial cow-calf operation, half spring, half fall. We're going to switch everything to spring here and kind of get the numbers down a little bit and get more into quality instead of quantity.
You had lots of babies out there today.
Yep, we got a bunch hitting the ground. Yeah,
It's
we're
that time of year, isn't
Yeah,
it?
we're about
Right?
60-70% calved out on our spring cows. So.
They're so cute.
So you're growing then, obviously.
Yeah,
with the
we are. You know, but you can only grow as much as your ranch can hold.
Right.
And
Well, how many workers do you have here? How many
well,
people?
my kids and us.
Yes,
my
yeah.
That's
wife.
it. You don't have any outside help.
No. From time to time when we're
Right.
gathering, we'll get in. We'll get some what they call day help. We
Remember
pay-
when we came over and they were doing the
Yeah.
shots?
Right.
That was day
Brandon?
help.
Yeah.
They came in from Ree's. Ree's
We got one
people,
guy that
right?
works for you. Actually, that's where the ranching community is great. In Osage County, Nowata County, a lot of these bigger counties are rich in cowboy ranching history. So part of that culture is helping each other out. Those handful of times throughout the year. Because you don't always need 10 people, but you might need 10 people, a week or two out of the year.
Right.
So they all, you help me this week, we'll help you next week.
It's kind of like, I can totally relate to this. So I borrow like an egg from my neighbor.
Hang on. You got some salt on your lip from your.
I do. Salt on the rim.
It's a salt block.
It's the same thing. Just borrow
Yeah.
an egg or a cup of
Right.
sugar. I don't have to go very far, but you do.
That's right.
Yeah. But we're going to get into this. What else you do? I mean, you're a realtor. Yeah, you're the land manager, right?
Yeah, I'm director of land sales
for Coldwell Banker
Select.
Busy.
there.
Yeah.
And that's all over this part of the state, right?
Yeah, it's all technically Oklahoma, and we're now into Kansas too.
Right.
So yeah,
I told you about that. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. They're up
but
there.
our influence definitely expands over the state lines as we're finding out into Texas and Missouri and Alabama and other markets.
And everybody
Colorado.
wants to be a rancher now. I mean, what's going on? Everybody wants to be a cowboy.
That sounds good until you look at the bottom line. It's
I
definitely
bet.
you don't do it because of the money. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, they see the show Yellowstone and
Right.
think, hey, that looks pretty cool.
Hey.
Maybe I can do
It does.
that.
It does look cool.
For a weekend, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And,
I had a blast today. Okay, do you watch Yellowstone?
Oh, of course.
How true to life is that?
Well, there's some parallels there. We don't have a train station and not as much bloodshed. But, as far as the routine and the riding and the cowboying, yeah, we like to think there's some similarities for sure.
I felt like I was in Yellowstone today.
Kind of had a Beth Dutton way about
Oh,
you
yeah.
today.
Yeah.
Jumping on and going.
but there are some parallels in that. There are some things that you see, and being a rancher or been around this culture for 25 years of my life, we kind of weed between that, and you try not to get focused on, the fact that a brand new calf might already be 4 months old. The point is
Yeah.
it brings awareness. It's definitely not hurt our industry, I don't think. For sure not people that want to be into horses and land. If anything, it's hurt them because they got to pay a little bit more than what they used to.
I agree.
Where's the train station from here?
Actually, we do have a train station. Unfortunately, there's not any people in it.
You're not going to take us there,
part
are you?
of these kids grow up so fast on a ranch. There's a few things you don't have to have. You don't have to have the birds and the bees conversation because they see what bulls and stud horses are doing.
That's a great point.
Yeah, death. You don't have to talk about that because
Takes the pressure off you.
Yeah, they've had some of their favorite little calves or horses or cows die right there in front of them.
Yeah.
But I know that's a little deep there, but kids on a ranch grow up pretty fast with hard things.
Stella told me that today.
She probably
She did. She told me about one of them that was a sister, and what were we talking about?
Rose.
Yeah, Rose.
Gosh, that still stings a little bit.
Yeah, Rose died. Yeah, and she told me that today.
Yep.
Well, we were talking about Savvy?
Yep.
Okay.
No, that was
Stella.
Stella, the
The 8-year-old.
The
One
8-year-old
of the
Oh,
twins.
okay.
And then
Well,
Savvy.
Savvy, you're the 14-year-old.
Yeah, soon to be. Yeah.
She was out there on the horse. We got some good video of that.
Savvy is savvy.
Yeah, what was she doing?
Savvy,
down
that was her good reining horse, Raytown, that she actually bought from Taylor Sheridan, who's the director, the mastermind behind Yellowstone.
So
And,
that horse was on the show?
yeah, we didn't
Okay.
know that when we bought him. I asked. I said, just for fun. I mean, I don't really care.
That could have jumped the price up.
Well,
really?
you would think.
Yeah, you
And
would.
I'm glad they didn't mention it.
Right.
I probably would have paid a little extra for
Well,
that.
now when you sell the horse, I mean, you can-
Sure, yeah. Well, yeah, and so that discipline is what they call reining. And reining is an event or discipline you do with horses that really showcases a handful of maneuvers that the horse does. Spinning in circles, that real pretty slide stop, loping nice circles and rollbacks and different things like that. That's what it showcases.
And she's going to be showing that horse May 21st and 22nd in Tulsa at the expo.
Yeah, she's pretty good.
She's
yeah.
a hand.
Yeah. Kids don't learn this stuff in the city, do they?
Well, there's kids that live in town that ride.
Right,
You know,
right.
they do, but they don't have as much of a work ethic. And I'm not picking on any kids that live in town because there are some good kids in town that go on weekends to ride. And when they're there, I'm sure they're working their butt off. Savvy has to do it every day, half the day. I mean, we get up early before school starts, and she's already taking care of I don't know how many horses, and then goes to school, and then comes home, and they got to get more horses. They got to be taken care of twice a day.
And that's
love
one of the main reasons why you moved here, for the kids to grow up in this environment.
Yeah, I grew up in town. I'm a city kid. I grew up in
You
Midtown Tulsa.
wouldn't tell. I mean, you couldn't tell by looking at it.
No.
You know.
I fell furthest
It looks
from the
like
tree.
Rip, doesn't it? Is that Rip?
It's Rip. You're Rip.
Yeah, I fell furthest from the tree.
Rachel's Beth Dutton.
She is.
She is.
There is
Really?
Sorry, honey, but there is a side of you that's a little bit like her.
She could kick somebody's butt in a hot minute if she wanted to.
We call her Miss
Wow.
Rachel at the office.
Oklahoma's
Rachel's the
Rip
best.
and Beth right
Yeah,
here. Yeah.
if I'm Rip, I'm a very nice version of it.
Rachel would be here right now, and she just didn't
She's a
feel,
little, she's not having her toughest moment right now, but
her voice was
she was
bad
on
today.
horseback earlier. So
Yeah, she was. She was.
What's the most difficult, challenging part of running a ranch?
Well, if all I'm doing was ranching, it'd be a different story. But balance with everything, the business, the kids. I mean, I'm coaching baseball. We're riding horses. Savvy, as you heard, going in her direction. Rachel's trying to just keep
Drive
it all
them
under
all.
control. We got my office an hour, 20 minutes away. So it makes it challenge. It's not really work if you enjoy it. I mean, I never sit there and go, I got to go fix fence. I mean, I may not want to go fix fence on Sunday afternoon, but you got to go do it.
Or when it's minus 16 degrees.
Yeah, breaking ice with an axe, and that's not fun. But at the same time, when you're taking care of animals, it's that responsibility. So it makes you feel good when you get out there. And remember that couple Februaries ago, it got like negative 14.
That's what I was asking her today about that.
There was not. We had calves and bathrooms and hair dryers on them and all that stuff. And so, anyways, we that part. But when you're saving their lives, it's not work anymore. So,
Right. That's neat.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
Quite the lifestyle, isn't it? Are
I
you ready
love
to
it.
move here?
I'm ready.
You couldn't make it.
I tell you what,
I know I
Osage
couldn't.
County's popular.
I
It's
could
hard.
do it.
It's hard to find a decent spot here anymore.
You could see me moving here close to Bartlesville.
More
Close to the
city
painted
life.
horse. There you go.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
You've never lived in a city that small, have you?
No.
No.
I don't think so.
L.A., Las Vegas, whatever.
I tell you,
Tulsa.
what was fun is in filming the movie, there was a lot of people from L.A. and they loved it. We
Oh,
didn't
I-
know really how it was
Yeah.
going to be. They were from New York, L.A., and I was fortunate enough to be around them from basically April till about October. And in and out. And I asked a lot of them, and I said, "What do you think about Pawhuska and Oklahoma and things like that?" And they go, "We really like it
They
here.
were
We didn't
eating
know
it
what
up.
we were in for."
They were eating it up. Yep. I just know they were because I'm from LA and I do eat this kind of stuff up. Okay, Greg, tell me, as you live and work on this ranch, tell me why, as a real estate agent, everybody wants to have this lifestyle.
Well, I think it's people want to own a piece of the West. You know, you look around here, and this is, you know, getting into spring. It's only going to get prettier. People really enjoy being outside. You know, they want a little space. They get a little tired being closed in town. And whether you hunt or you want to raise your own beef or play around with the cattle, horses, the recreation side of it's really big. But that's really what's you know, between Yellowstone and COVID, it's definitely helped our business.
Good for business.
People like a little space. I think ultimately they want to own a piece of the West. You know, so everything's gotten real complicated.
Oh, yeah.
And and sometimes you just go, I want to go get away.
Right.
And so nature is beautiful. I mean, you look around, you got all these different kinds of trees and grasses and birds and animals. And I mean, not everybody wants to take on a full load like this, but what's cool is you don't have to. You know, you can go buy a big chunk of land and get into the conservation aspect of it, land improvement, enhancement stuff. And so for a lot of my clients that are 50, 60 plus, and they've made their money, it's a really good chapter in life story for them to go do something and be busy, and it's fresh.
And they don't want to do the hard work like you do here.
Some
right?
of them do.
Really?
I tell you what I find funny is when some of my higher end clients get in a bulldozer. And they're going, I've always wanted to do this. And I'm like, this is your time, baby.
I think of Jeremy Renner, okay, with a snowcat.
Snowcat.
Okay, maybe not
Ran
such a good
himself over.
idea. Okay.
Yeah, hopefully
we
it doesn't
can
go
laugh
bad.
because he's survived
okay
and
now.
he's recuperating.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you ever have that desire to maybe just do something totally different, or is this what your dream was, your goal was?
Well, you know, I mean, when I was in high school, I really started riding. So growing up in town, I've kind of had best of both worlds. So growing up in town and being around the horses, not every day, made it almost worse for me to want horses. You know, I think I wonder what it would be like if I grew up on a ranch. Maybe I wouldn't be here. I don't know. I'd like to think I would be, but
like your boy
yeah,
is right now,
yeah.
and maybe
Sterling, would you want to be here the rest of your life? For sure.
nod yes or no.
yeah,
He
Yeah,
says
yes,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, So I like it here, and I plan to stay. But I've, you know, since high school, I didn't go to college. I went to go ride horses, and I got to ride for some really good trainers and doing cutting horses and things. And so that really kind of sets the stage for me being where we're at today.
Right.
So
Right.
Yep.
So you have all that knowledge from being the city person and then being out here.
I tell you what, my shift, and I've really gotten into this since the last 6-7 years, is saltwater fishing. I love saltwater
does.
I know.
fishing.
Well, we
so
know. We've
you go
seen
down
you.
to Florida,
to
Dustin,
Keys a bunch.
Oh,
Rachel,
the
and my
Keys,
wife
yeah,
loves
that's
to
right.
fish.
Yep, Rachel likes to fish.
Well, and she
She kills
beats
it.
me every time. Even the guides are like, Greg, sit down. She got you again. I'm like,
So maybe a professional fisherman.
well, I
Yeah.
have to be pro. I think I'll let somebody. It's probably better. Yeah, it's in the cards. We do plan on getting a nice center console boat, spending time in the Keys more and in the middle Keys, and so we get
Totally
down there.
different atmosphere.
It is,
which
you
is-
know, but
yeah.
there's so many. Your horse is your boat. The ocean's the pasture. What you're catching is like having cattle. You know, you're
There
out.
you go.
It's the same. There's
He is writing a song,
Right.
a
Yeah.
cowboy
Wow.
song.
Yeah,
That
I need
is.
Okie to get on that one.
Go
Oak
get
Leaf.
your guitar.
All right. On that note, thank you for the tour today.
was so
We
fun.
enjoyed it.
I'm glad
Yeah.
y'all made it up here.
Thank
We
you
It's
for
not
love
the
letting
it.
me
first time
ride.
either.
I got
No.
to ride. It was fun.
You
Yeah.
rode
Yeah.
great.
How
you
was
did
it?
good.
How
I
was
loved
it?
it. Okay, Greg. I am city girl, but I love the country life. So let's. I want to do that. Okay. I loved it. I would do it more.
You didn't fall off. I
Yep.
had the camera going just in case.
know
I
I
didn't
did.
want to miss that
I
moment.
know you.
Were you scared?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you scared? Hand down further. Okay. Now stop your horse like this. Pull back.
Okay.
Pull back. Back. That's how you stop.
Okay. Okay. I am always afraid. First of all, I told you I didn't want them to bite me. Remember that?
Yeah.
I'm afraid they're going to bite me. And then, because they nip some.
Well, nip or bite, yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm always afraid they're going to bump me off. And my 55-year-old body doesn't like that. Right?
No, it's not good.
That would be bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has that happened to you ever?
Bucked off? Yeah.
Many,
No,
many
you know,
times.
not lately. Here's the deal.
Right.
I quit riding young horses a
Right.
long time. It can happen to anybody. Things happen. I mean, horses fall, go and break. You know, my best friend broke his leg a couple years ago just loping off the ropes. He does it every day, cowboys.
Yeah.
It happens. But I mean, as far as get bucked off, I hope I'm not riding horses like that anymore.
No.
Yeah.
You know, let the young guys do that.
Well,
Well,
that's our day at the ranch.
I think
Yeah.
it was fun. So I had a great time.
Right.
Thank
I'm
you.
glad
Right.
y'all made. Well, cheers for
Yeah,
making
cheers.
it out.
Thank you very much.
You bet.
Keystone Ranch.
Thank you.
Yay.
Yeah, I have a good feeling staring at the starry ceiling. A dream in my heart, yeah, this is just the start. My suitcase is packed and I'm wheeling.
Well, that was good. I'm
Yeah.
glad you did it.
Thank you.
Now, you always got to reach around and give him a good hug like this.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for not killing me.
No, you did great.
That was great. Thank you.
You're hired.